Hey Jimmy, you think the Twins got a chance getting back into it this year?
Ah, gosh, I don't know. They've really dug themselves quite a hole. It's been a rough year.
Yeah, it seems kind of like how state government's operating these days.
Huh, that's a good point. They're in a pretty big hole too. Way down there. Well,
you know, I noticed something funny the other day. I went to get a haircut and I didn't have to pay sales tax on that. But I got 8 holes in this roof up here and I went to buy stuff at the hardware store to fix it and I had to pay a sales tax on that. Seems kind of funny.
boy, that's a good point. It really makes you wonder which one of those things is really more important and what do we want to subsidize? I mean, do we really want to subsidize people getting a $100 haircut? Or, you know, people getting $500 worth of tanning over somebody trying to fix their house and buy a few shingles and some nails? So when I see that the state is spending $24.3 billion every 2 years on these tax expenditures, in other words, tax loopholes and giveaways, it really makes me wonder, how much am I paying to subsidize somebody else's tax breaks?
Well, you know, Jimmy, I mean, it's like $24 billion. I was reading about this. It's like $24 billion that we're not counting when we try to fix the state budget every 2 years that are going out through these tax breaks and tax loopholes.
That's amazing. Doesn't anybody look at this stuff? I mean, don't these end or don't they come up for discussion? Why isn't anybody talking about that?
No, actually, they don't pay attention to this, Jimmy. They don't check and see how much it costs, what it's for, you know, whether it's more important for people than some of the other things we spend money on.
Wow. I mean, that's ridiculous. It seems like somebody should be, you know, taking a closer look at some of these things and finding out if they really work or they do what we want them to do, or, you know, I mean, that's a lot of money. That must be almost half the state budget.
Yep, if we consider that part of the state budget, it's about 40% and it's on autopilot.
This sounds like a really big deal. I wonder when the last time was that the state legislature really took a real look at this.
What this makes me wonder is, I mean, the legislature's up there talking about this 30-some billion dollars that the state appropriates to spend, 35 billion, 36 billion, however much. But nobody's talking about this $24.3 billion in tax expenditures. It's just going out every year. Nobody looks at it. Nobody has any idea if it makes sense. What's up with that?
Seems like the state is in the big muddy with this $5 billion shortfall. Seems like when things are that severe, everything should be on the table. But $24 billion in tax expenditures isn't on the table.
Really? Aren't those just a tax increase for somebody else? I mean, if you give a tax break to somebody at the hair salon, you know, somebody else is going to have to pay for that, right? So somewhere else in the system, somebody else's taxes go up. So if you go to the hardware store, now you're paying a 7% sales tax. You're paying more than you would otherwise. Or your income taxes have to go up, or your property taxes have to go up. So that's my question. I mean, isn't this just creating a system of inequalities?
Gosh, this seems really important. I'm not quite sure I understand it though. I'd really like to know more.
Yeah, where is Jay Kodrowski when we really need him?